Live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. We appreciate you joining us. We are live streaming here from the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom, and you can find all of our segments on the Fox 12 Oregon app or on our website or YouTube or however you found us right now. Thank you for doing so. We are talking about something coming up on September 29th, and that is the Oregon Charity Championships Golf Tournament, which is the annual event where you see a number of different charitable organizations all competing for a grand prize, but at the same time, we get to talk about how great each organization is, and that's what we're doing right now. We're talking about Sunshine Division. We've got Kyle Camberg joining us right now. Kyle, thanks for being here on the show. Always great to see you and talk to you and talk about the work that you do there, you know, that Sunshine Division does for everyone. And I think to start off, for anyone who doesn't know, who may be unfamiliar or has heard the name Sunshine Division but isn't exactly sure what it is, could you tell everybody and let them know just a little bit more about what you do there and what Sunshine Division is?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me on again, but Sunshine Division is a unique 102-year-old local nonprofit and charity that was really is unlike any charity you'll find around the country, because we were started and formed by the Portland Police Bureau and the city of Portland back in the 1920s, specifically Portland police officers, the mayor, and the first Portland Police Reserves taking food out to families on Christmas Eve in the Goose Hollow neighborhood of Southwest Portland in 1923, and a number of other events like that, acts of kindness, transformed this idea into an informal division of the Police Bureau, thus our name, the Sunshine Division. And then in the 1960s, Sunshine Division formally became a 501c3 charity, and here we are another 6 decades later, and we've got a small staff of local folks like myself and others that are we're independent from the city, but we still work closely with the city. You might have seen us on Fox a couple weeks ago doing our annual Shop with a Cop event with the Portland Police Bureau and Fred Meyer and some others. But the main thing we do in the community is we provide immediate emergency food relief, and so we have a food pantry, we have a home delivery program that's year-round. We distribute over 1 million pounds of food to approximately 200 social service organizations. That's mostly schools and faith-based organizations. And we still do that tradition that started us back in 1923. This past year was the 102nd year in a row of a massive holiday home delivery. We now do it the Saturday prior to Christmas every year. So about 1,000 people came out and volunteered and home delivered food all across the Portland metro area, a big turkey meal across the Portland metro area to 2,500 homes. So some of the things we were doing over 100 years ago, we're still doing. What's new or different today is actually in this coming year, we're getting ready to open a new headquarters building for the first time in 50 years. And it's really just going to expand our ability to distribute more food across the metro area.
I mean, that's amazing, that kind of legacy, 102 years of doing that, of being there, for the Portland community as a whole and providing that food for the people who need it, but also expanding it, having a new location too for the first time in 50 years. That's got to be pretty exciting. So when you get a new location like that, what are some of the things that will allow you to do more or better once you'll be able to have that little extra space?
Well, the past 5 years, we've been fortunate enough to use a vacant grocery store, actually 2 different stores now. The folks at Safeway Albertsons have let us use these large, 50+ thousand square foot empty stores. And what it has allowed us is really we've tripled the amount of families we serve. And, what we learned is when we've got the right space and the right logistical tools, we can really scale up our organization. So about 3 years ago, we started booking for a new facility. It's been a really long process. Late end of last year, we actually secured the building, but there's a tenant in it. And so we won't begin our little modest construction until this November. But to answer your question is, we've sort of already proved it the past 5 years. If we have better tools, we can do a lot more work. And really, in our case, tools are warehouses, loading docks, forklifts, trucks, things of that nature, more volunteers. And I'm calling you right now from this building I'm in is a nearly 100-year-old machine shop that was built sometime before World War II. And it's been a great old home for us, but it is not a great facility for what we need to do and how much we've grown these past few years. And so having the right building is going to allow us to do so much more just logistically. And so that's really what we're looking forward to. It's going to allow us to really ramp up even more so how many people we're helping. And we've seen that exponentially grow these past 5 years.
Well, and that's fantastic. Just to keep up with that growth, but that means more people are being helped and more people are receiving those benefits of that, which now is just like any time. But I mean now, especially it seems like this is something that's very, very necessary and needed by a lot of people out there who need that extra help. Let's talk about the Oregon Charity Championship, which does as part of this coming up, and I know you participated in it before. But tell us about how you're getting ready for this in this competition.
Well, I participated 2 years ago, and you may remember we had a little bit of weather that year, and it turns out I'm not a very good golfer to begin with, and so I went out and recruited a few of our supporters that are in fact good golfers, because as you already know, but maybe viewers don't know, there's an actual purse, if you will, or prize money for the charities involved, and so we've Sunshine Division. We've found a few of our supporters that actually are good golfers, unlike myself, and hopefully they can go out there and compete. And the charity championship is gonna donate a lot of money to multiple charities that are the top teams in this, and we're just happy to be invited back. Actually, the Safeway Foundation is our corporate donor, so we're not paying to participate. Safeway Foundation's paying our entry fee, and I've got some great supporters that hopefully can hit them straight and compete and play well. And if they do so, I believe the top number one team gets a $30,000 donation back to them. So cross our fingers for Sunshine Division that our 4 loyal supporters can hit the ball straight.
And that's on your end. I can't we can't do anything to help you on that part. You definitely don't want my advice. I can tell you that. And as far as the weather, I don't even think Mark Nelson can predict it out this far in advance. So we'll have to see on those two things. But if you were to win the prize, what is it that you would do with that prize money?
So there's 2 things right now. We are in the middle of a capital campaign for that facility. We've raised a little over 70% of the way to go there, but there's going to be some equipment and some build out of that new facility that we need to do a little bit of construction. We need to build a very large, walk-in freezer, a very large walk-in cooler. We need to buy some racking. We need to buy a narrow aisle forklift. So we've got some logistical costs associated with just like if you or I moved into a new home, you got to paint a few walls, you got to put up some new carpet, this and that. So we've got some costs there, but also our organization's been buying more food than at any time in the history of our organization the past 5 years, and so the past few years we're spending well over $500,000 a year on food to supplement all of those food boxes we distribute, and so those are the 2 things that if we're lucky enough to win some prize money, food and some of the equipment for our new facility is where those dollars are going to go.
Well, definitely good use for it, and best of luck in the tournament on that, and the team that you're putting together. And for everybody out there, if they want to find out more information or donate or volunteer or anything like that, what's the best place for them to go?
Yeah, everything can be found at sunshinedivision.org, whether you want to volunteer, host a food drive, or make a donation. And of course, anyone that's listening that might need help or perhaps is advocating for someone else that might need help, we have a button on every page that says "Get Help," and so whatever you're looking for, if you're looking for help or you want to be a part of what we're doing, it's all there at sunshinedivision.org.
Well, Kyle, thank you very much for joining us. Once again to talk about your organization, just the work that you're doing, and the need for that out there for everybody. Congratulations on the successes, and good luck in the tournament.
Yeah, I hope I picked them well. I'm gonna be the coach this year, so I think that's a much more winning strategy.
All right. Well, good luck on that one. Thanks so much for joining us, and for everybody who's watching too. This is Fox 12 Now. We're going to take a break here, but we appreciate you being a part of this. You can go check out all of our interviews there on the website or the Fox 12 Oregon app or our YouTube channel. So whatever platform you're on and finding us, we're on a bunch of them. Thanks for doing so, and we'll talk to you soon. And again, I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.